I haven't had to change the Calgary score on the thumbnail in 3 games. 3 games! That's ridiculous, gentlemen. I'm Jake. I can't skate. And this is another Flames Hockey Game Day recap. These are a lot more fun to do when they win, let me tell you. That's 4 losses in a row, and none of them have been particularly close. What's odd about this game is it's definitely an improvement in some ways over the whatever we saw in Montreal, but that bar is so low that it virtually made no difference in the result. There were times in the game where it looked like it could, but it sure didn't. Oh yes, good guys lose 4-1 to the Boston Bruins. I learned yesterday that this was the first time in the history of the Flames that we'd ever done a back-to-back in Montreal and Boston. You'd think over all the years of doing the Eastern road trip, it would have happened before, but apparently not. Apparently, we never want it to happen again because we got outscored over the original 6 back-to-back 9-2 and looked terrible doing it. For the first 5 minutes of the game, I actually thought something else might be happening because we were winning a lot of battles, the effort level was pretty high. We weren't generating a ton, but we weren't giving up lots either. It was sort of the formula that was working before. And then slowly, ever so slowly, as we got closer to the 10-minute mark, the Flames started giving up more chances and not generating any still, and it started to look more and more like Montreal. And then, just before the 10-minute mark of the first period, Charlie McAvoy starts a rush by hitting a long bomb pass to Tanner Jeannot. And the Flames' gap control on the rush is awful because Jeannot drops it to Sean Corrali, who is simply allowed to have tons of room to walk into the top of the slot and score. It may or may not have gone off Joel Henley. Frankly, I don't care. Our gaps were so awful on this rush, it made me swear. It was so bad, and it was the same stuff we were seeing in Montreal, where just nobody picks up the puck carrier on the rush or the trailer. We're having 2 different breakdowns at the same time. It's ridiculous. And it turns into a goal. It's 1-0 Bruins. Just over 2 minutes later, Marat Kuznetsov is in on a rush, passes it off to David Pastrnak, because we're having the same gap control issues. But then David Pastrnak makes a crazy one-touch pass to Elias Lindholm. Good to see you, buddy. He puts it in so hard, it's straight in and out, and it's 2-0 Bruins. And even though there was some good stuff done in that period, it was the same defensive problems we've seen over these last 4 games keep repeating themselves. and they're not doing anything to fix them. It looks so much like it did in October, and I don't know why, because you guys clearly know how to. I know they know how to do it, because for most of the second period, they actually do it. And Jonas Korpisalo had to be brilliant, or the Flames come back and tie this game. He made 2 or 3 exceptional saves. Exceptional saves. And the Flames had a lot of great scoring chances the first 10 minutes of the second period. In fact, closer to the first 13 minutes of the second period. And Jonas Korpisalo stands on his head for most of the second period, and the Flames don't get anything, and then the first real strong shift the Bruins have in the second, Mason Lohrei gets the puck at the point and puts it through a giant screen. Wolf doesn't see anything, but you love somehow to get a save there, because you've done so much good in the second, and it all goes away on this Lohrei seeing eye point shot, and it's 3-0, and honestly, that kills off the game. Shortly after it's made 3-0, Michael Backlund gets robbed on another ridiculous glove save. But the Flames look like all the wind has gone out of their sails. Then Casey Middlestat makes it 4-0, and Wolfie looks real tired, or a little bit sore, on that 4-0 goal. I was shocked we didn't see Devin Cooley in this game. It said in the pregame that he was dealing with some kind of illness. He was under the weather, maybe had the flu or some stomach stuff. But, Wolfie looks like he needs a break again. It really does, because he looks tired or a little bit sore, and it's showing in his game. This fourth one doesn't seem like he'd be very happy with it, to be honest with you. And then Connor Zary has arguably his best moment individually of the season. He gets the puck in the corner, sees that he has some room, goes out in front of the net, makes a beautiful move, and absolutely roofs it on Jonas Korpisalo. Yes! Yes, sir! Take it to the net! This is what we want to see from you! That is absolutely what Connor Zary needs to do more of. He looked like a first-round pick on this play. Unfortunately, it was only to make the game 4-1 after 2. To be honest, nothing too crazy happens in third period. It looks like the score effect version of the second period. The Flames do some decent work, but at the same time, the Bruins don't look like they care too much. And then when the Flames don't get anything right away, and their power play is better but doesn't capitalize, in the last few minutes of the game, they just look checked out, and the game ends 4-1, and that's 4 losses in a row. And I've got this sinking feeling I fell for a mirage, but it was a really convincing mirage when it lasts 6 weeks. That doesn't seem like a mirage, but apparently it is. And I've got this sinking feeling I'm gonna see my team continue to sink in the standings. We're back down to 30th again, and luckily our the people around us aren't winning too much either. We're only 6 or 7 points back. So if we can somehow flick the switch we flicked back a week ago, we can fix this. But if we keep being switched off, we're gonna fall out of this real quick again. We're gonna sink like a stone, and I'm afraid that's what's gonna happen. Let me know what you guys thought of the game last night. Let me know what you think's gonna happen moving forward. We saw a little bit of a knock on Blake Coleman. He's gonna be a trade piece later. I don't see this being a big long-term issue. I think he just got a knock. He might miss a game or two, but I don't think it'll be a big issue in terms of trading him. Do all the YouTube things. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, go Flames.